Hey everyone, Sinister here of the Gamer section, bringing you another review. If you enjoy our content, be sure to hit that like button and turn on the bell for notifications. Today's review is Driven Out and is being produced and developed by No Pest Productions. And I'm basically going to break down, the gameplay, the presentation, the usual business. So now, basically this game is a side-scroller hack and slash, and a difficult one at that. This game is available on the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and the PC. The gameplay that you're seeing is from the Xbox version. Basically, the story is about a farm girl who's forced from her home because all these creatures and enemies are coming from everywhere. And basically, she's forced to fight her way to survive, and things like that. And of course, you can tell from the presentation, the art style and then the visuals is basically taken back from the 16-bit era of that time. I mean, I can mostly think Prince of Persia, especially the way the character moves, how she fights, things like that. But of course, I'll explain all that in the gameplay. And of course, graphically, like I mentioned, the pixel art is basically taken back to the 16-bit era, and you can tell that the developers, were inspired by during that time. So, they thought, make a game, just for today's players. The animations are fluid, but that's about it. But especially like the character, sprites and things like that, it's just, I was like, okay, it's pretty much too much from the 16-bit era, things like that. But moving on to the gameplay, this is where the game really suffers from, because bad enough that this game is really difficult, the controls really hampered the gaming experience, because somebody new, trying to pick this up and trying to try it out, they're going to get frustrated really quick, because you can expect a lot of rage quitting once they see that game over screen so many times. And of course, however, your character, fights with a sword, and basically that's their only attack. And of course, how to defend yourself, you have to use like an extra button just to defend yourself. Because basically you have like your basic high, middle, and low tier attacks. And you're going to need every bit of it, because when you fight your enemies, you see, their health meter above their heads. But of course, with your health, you only have, 3 dots. And of course, some of them have like 5 to 6 dots. So basically, yeah, it takes them longer to take them down before they can easily take you down. Especially with the stronger enemies like the Black Knights, because, they have those big swords, those heavy attacks. It can really like take 2 meters off your life, and then just one more just to finish you off like Mortal Kombat. Let's just be forewarned. And of course, what score would I give this game? I would give Driven Out a 1 out of 5. Well, the pro is basically, in the graphics department, and that's all I can give it. But however, the con side is basically the poor gameplay, the clunky controls. Just like I mentioned earlier, it will make you rage quit in a millisecond, because it becomes frustrating. And of course, anybody new trying to pick this up, they're gonna have a harder time trying to get into it, because it's basically bad enough, and like you trying to fight your way to survive, and like getting from right to left, or sometimes left to right, because you have enemies from both sides, and they have a lot more health than you do, and basically the only thing that can save you is basically a checkpoint. But I recommend using that after you disperse your enemies, because your enemies can destroy your checkpoints and actually respawn and things like that. So anyhow, just tell me what you think. Leave your comments down below. This is Sinister of the Gamer section, and be easy.